Two receivers to the left. Little confusion here. Ferrari is under center. Brings a guy in motion. Kushki eludes one Dallas defender. Hey, still on his feet. Kushki going out of bounds then at about the 49-yard line. Murray talking to the official that something happened to him. Somebody blocked him in the back or did whatever, but no flags or anything like that. It'll be a 5-yard gain, and Lake Lehman will see what they can do. 49 seconds to go. 15-0, Dallas area leading. Couple of receivers over to the right. They bring a guy in for a speed sweep. They're going to throw it on the right-hand side, throwing it up. It's a wounded duck, but coming almost up with a catch was Gorski. So good coverage over there, but kind of a tough pass. For the Dallas area Mountaineers. Matt Moransky, a ninth grader, back there covering. I got Kelly in the secondary, who's a ninth grader. So again, a freshman push here at Dallas area. All these young guys playing for the Mountaineers. Bring Gorski over to the right-hand side, all by his lonesome. They got two safeties. Dallas bring a guy in motion. They give it on the left-hand side. Kushki is met by Murray and crew, and he will be brought down with 34 seconds and counting, and that'll bring up fourth down. I'm not sure if Lake Lehman wants to punt, with two punts being blocked.
4th and 6 from the Black Knight 48-yard line.
Clock ticking down. And I think you got to walk away here if you're Lake Lehman right now. The way the special teams have gone, and Coach Gilski will do that. 5 seconds, and that will do it. So 15 for Dallas area. Nothing for the Lake Lehman Black Knights. And that's where we're at here at Edwards Stadium. But we'll get to a couple of halftime interviews. Stone Manello, Cole Spencer joining us here at halftime between these two. The old shoe game, Dallas area leading 15-0 here on Max 102.
Join the Max Mob and stay in touch with Max 102. Hello? Find out about Max contests, Max concerts, half-off deals with Max perks, and what's happening with the Max 102 personalities. And we'll never ask you for a dime to join. How refreshing. Go to Max1023.com and click on the Max Mob, and you're in. From rock hits of the 80s and more, Max 102.
It's halftime between the Dallas Mountaineers and the Lake Lehman Black Knights here on Max 102. Had the opportunity to catch up with Dallas utility player. He's the senior, Stone Manello, of course, Rich Manello's son. And Stone, let's talk about this rivalry game against Lake Lehman, this old shoe game.
Well, it's the last time we get to go out there and get a crack at the Knights, and it's always a competitive game between us being so close. And, both teams are always trying to win that shoe, so it should be a good game.
Let's talk about some of the challenges this year for your team. Some injuries, of course, some young guys playing, and tell us a little bit about how you guys try to, stay with the positives there at Dallas area this year.
Well, we did have a couple injuries, a couple key guys go down, but we are very young, but they're not young anymore. I mean, it's week 10 now. Most of the freshmen that are playing have been playing since week 3, so they've grown up quick, and we've every week come closer together as a team, and they've really grown up quick and stepped up for us.
So let's talk a little bit about your role this year. You've worn a few different hats, but one of the things that's been steady is being one of the leaders. Talk about trying to stay positive and be a leader this year, along with some of those seniors who have kind of made it through that injury bug. You have some special guys that you've played with there at Dallas over the years.
Well, yeah, I was flipped around quite a bit this year, but I just want to help the team win, and we're struggling, and I keep getting moved around, but, it's just trying to get the next W. And our leadership, I think, is great, even though our record doesn't show it. We're really a strong team as being together, and we get stronger every week, and we're not going downhill. We're not going to let our record affect how we play on Friday night.
Stone, let's talk about some of the things that you've put into the game of football, and obviously growing up around your dad and seeing what he's put in to the game of football as well. Talk about some life lessons that you learned from your dad and, of course, some other coaches that have been around you over the time.
Well, yeah, growing up with my dad being a coach, it's kind of different. You know, you're around the game of football your whole life, and I loved it before I even really knew what it was. And you learn a lot of lessons, and ones right now where, you know, everything's not going the way you want it, but you got to stick together and be a leader. And I feel like us as seniors and me myself, we've done a pretty good job at leading a team, even though we're not doing quite well. And, you know, growing up like that, I think if I didn't grow up around football, you know, it might be a little different for me. I might not be the leader I am or the player I am today.
I'm sure one of the most positive people in that locker room is your dad. It all starts with leadership, and I'm sure there might be some days you say, how does this guy stay positive? As you mentioned, you know, everybody would like the record to be a little bit better this year at Dallas, but talk about his resiliency and trying to look at the positives.
Well, yeah, Coach is something special. I mean, every day we're all sitting in the locker room after school. He opens up the door, blows the whistle, says something funny, and we all want to be there, even though we're not doing too good. Everyone wants to be there every day, and that starts with him, because if he came in and, you know, didn't seem like he wanted to have fun today and have good practice, nobody would want to be there. And it completely starts with him, and he's one of the most influential people I've ever been around, and he doesn't stop. He's there all day, and he makes us all want to play football even when it's not going.
Stone, let's talk about your future endeavors. You have an area of study if you're thinking about college in 2017 right now?
Yeah, right now I'm looking at, I'm not quite sure where I want to go to college, but I'm looking major-wise into criminal justice or accounting. And then after college, I plan to go into the DEA.
Well, sounds like a pretty interesting future for you. How about your mom's influence on you? Let's talk a little bit about what she's all about.
Well, with my dad being a coach for this long, my mom's put up with with a lot of crap, and you know, him being there all the time and not really home. Without my mom in the picture, you know, I don't think he'd be able to do it. She's always there for both of us, even when it's not going good. And, you know, now that my dad's not around the house as much anymore, she still wants the best for both of us in my senior year. And he's coaching again now and happier than ever, no matter what. So it's love my mom, and she's always there for us.
One of the things you got going for you is some great genetics. You get two people in the family that work out an awful lot, and they love fitness. Talk about how that rubs off on you, or maybe some ways you're like, listen, I'm going to take a break. Maybe you're not as fit as the folks.
Yeah, well, those two being quite as athletic and physically active as they are, I kind of grew up around that as well. And, you know, always watching them lifting or working out, I kind of just wanted to jump in myself, and now that I could do that whenever I want, it's kind of good. And having those two mentoring me since I was young in that field is just, it's a huge advantage for me, and I feel like I've used that to my advantage in the weight room since I started in there.
How about the sport of lacrosse, taking that up and learning a little bit about that, and maybe getting away, you know, from your dad as a coach and getting a different perspective from a different coach in a different sport?
Well, lacrosse started when I was a little younger. Baseball just doesn't do it for me. Nothing against it, but it's just a little too slow for me. And lacrosse has gotten really big around this area, and I picked it up when I was younger. And it's just a great sport, and I love being around it. And being around a different coach, it's a good change because, like you said, it's a different point of view, being that it's not my father, but I just love playing lacrosse, and I love my team as well as the coaches.
Stone Mendola from the Dallas Mountaineers here on the John Mendola Show. Stone, you take away a lot of life lessons, as you said, through the ups and downs of athletics and also the challenges of the academics there at Dallas area. Talk about being a better person for it, and as you say, you're hoping for a real bright future and a lot of things I'm sure you've learned along the way.
Yeah, I have learned a lot of things through both academics and athleticism-wise. That being, sports doesn't come first, education comes first. If you're not doing well in the classroom, you're not going to play on the field. And my parents have both supported me a lot through education, and, that always comes first. And if I'm slacking in there, there's absolutely no way, no matter who's my coach, that I'm not going to be playing any sports until my education comes up.
And one thing your dad emphasizes over time is he gives you that reality check at a young age, and he kind of gave it at the Charlie D. Wysocki football camp this year, saying, hey, listen, 90% of you guys are Division III athletes. So, he kind of gives you that reality early, whereas maybe some parents and some kids may think, hey, I want to be in the NFL, I want to be in the NBA, I want to be in the major leagues. That's a far fetch for everyone. It's just the way the numbers surely are. Do you think that helped you at all to kind of look at things a little bit differently, saying, you know what, this is supposed to be just for fun?
Yeah, I mean, it does. Like you said, there's a slim margin of people that go D1 and even to the NFL, but he's not going to sugarcoat anything, and it's better to learn that early than to be in your senior year and you're not getting any looks from any D1 schools. It might make you work harder to try to go D1 or D2, but in reality, if it's going to happen, you don't really know. So one thing, like you said, that does help a lot, even though it is being brutally honest. It helps to know that early on.
How about a side of your dad that maybe nobody ever gets to see? You have any funny stories or anything you could share that is interesting about Coach Rich Mendola?
Well, Coach is actually quite the funny guy as soon as he walks out of the locker room, and he gets home at 9 o'clock during the week and walks the dogs. And then he's always, football is involved with everything. There's no really getting away from it. But he's always kick sliding and pass blocking in the kitchen while he's making food and trying to block the dogs. And it's always a good time in the Mendola house.
I want to get some video on that. That'd be pretty good.
Oh, I'll get you that.
All right, Stone. Well, hey, great catching up with you. Wish you the best in your future endeavors in 2017 and beyond, okay?
Thank you.
Stone Mendola from the Dallas Mountaineers here at halftime on Max 102. We come back. We'll check in with Lake Lehman's Cole Spencer on Max 102.
Max 102 wants your number now. No, we're not trying to stalk you yet. We just want to be friends and make sure you know about what's going on at your favorite station first. Get alerts on contests, concerts, and Max events. Plus, you can join the conversation with us anytime. Text MAX to 20357 and you're in. Woo! Message and data rates apply. Plus, you can find out the name of any song we play and even request songs right to the studio. Join us in the Max Text Club now. From rock hits of the 80s and more. Max 102.
We're getting ready for the third quarter here on Max 102 between the Dallas Mountaineers and the Lake Lehman Black Knights. Had the opportunity to catch up with two-way lineman for the Black Knights, Cole Spencer, 6'3", 255 pounds. And Cole, getting ready for this shoe game. Let's talk about what this rivalry is all about.
Every year it's a really close game, and we just want to come on top. We know it's going to be a hard battle. Like, records never matter in this game. They might be 1-8, but they're going to come out to play. This is their season, so we have to come out and play and just do the best we can and try to win the shoe and bring it back to Lehman.
Cole, for you, you really had a big leadership role this season with the graduation of some of those seniors, including Connor McGovern. Talk about Coach Gilski kind of leaning on you and asking you to step up your game a little bit as a leader.
Yeah, last year I just kind of went out there and played, but this year I had to make a big role and come up and be a leader because we lost all our seniors. So he told us, me and Vincenzo Ferrari, he told us we were the two main guys and to act like it. So we came up and we just try to keep on the guys, get the best we can out of them, and make sure these young guys are playing and making sure they understand their full potential.
Cole, you got great size to you. Let's talk a little bit about how you work on things with that size to try to make yourself a little stronger and a little faster and do everything you could to maximize your effort.
During the off season, we do a lot of lifting. Coach Gilski and Coach McGovern really do a great job with the workouts, and you just have to show up and they'll have the workout there for you. So if you show up and put in the time, they're going to get your max potential out of you for the season and keep you maintained during the season. We lift 3 days a week. You're going to keep your strength all season, and you're going to get stronger every off season. So they do a great job with that.
Well, let's talk about what you try to do on the offensive side and some of the guys around you that you've tried to bring along this season.
Well, we like to run the ball, obviously. We try to trying to get the guys to come off the ball, be mean. Get the edge is a big important part of our offense with the jets we run. And this year we're trying to get the pass in, so pass blocking was an issue, but we got it down pretty good now. So we're going to try to keep working on that and just get better as the season goes and into the playoffs.
How about defensively? Talk about some of the guys that have stepped up and played there and your role as well defensively for Lake Lehman.
Well, this year we had a lot of key injuries with Trey and Mason Rios and Mike Slavinsky, so we had to fill those gaps. A lot of young guys came in our playing. A lot of guys who've never played defense, seniors, juniors, coming out there and playing for us and just working as hard as they can to get better and doing the best we can to stop everything the team throws at us.
Cole, you're involved with more than just football at Lake Lehman, involved with basketball and track and field. Let's take us through those two sports and what you like about each of them.
Well, basketball, it's a family. We come out there, we do our best, we try. And this year we're going to try to have the best season we can. We lost a few key players, but we're going to come out there and play as hard as we can every game. You got that for sure. And track, I'm a first year. I only played 1 year, so I'm still getting the form and stuffing down, and I'm just trying to do the best I can in track, throwing as hard as I can and doing everything I can.
To talk about some of the influences around you, I'm sure one of those influences was Connor McGovern, who played at Lake Lehman, now at Penn State University, now a starter on the offensive line. And what's it been like to kind of watch him do his thing and have some communication with a friend like him?
It's great to have a kid that come from your school and play for Penn State. A couple months ago, he was playing Nanacoke and beating them 50-0, going to playing Nanacoke to beating Ohio State this weekend is just nuts. It just shows everybody that that just because they're from Lake Lehman, they could go out there and do whatever they want. They could go out there and be the best they can. And it's just great for him. He's going to go far in life, and he's doing very well for himself.
Cole Spencer here on the John Mendola Show as we talk Lake Lehman football. Cole, let's talk about you in the classroom, something that, boy, you do a heck of a job in. Let's first talk about some of those classes that you're taking right now.
Yeah, I'm taking some advanced placement courses, and it's a lot of work. It's every night you have homework, but you just got to try to balance it with football and your social life. And my parents really get on me about it and make sure my grades are up. And Coach Gilski the same. He makes sure everybody's grades up for the season, and I just appreciate everything they do for me, helping me keep my grades up.
Let's talk a little bit about your folks and, of course, setting the bar high for you and knowing when to say, hey, Cole, you got to get after it. And I'm sure there's times where they're like, hey, Cole, you better relax a little bit. You need a little time off. Talk about that balance, that you're able to kind of, get it going and making sure that you're able to be a kid because you're still in high school.
Yeah. During the week, mostly it's just football and school, and then I leave the weekends to myself. I hang out with my friends. I go hunting, I go fishing, I shoot my bow, whatever I want to do on the weekends. Just have the best time I can, try to relax from sports and school.
Cole, let's talk about those future endeavors for you in 2017. Do you have a handful of schools right now you're looking at, or is it kind of wide open, or you're waiting to kind of pick?
I'm waiting to kind of pick on the schools. I know I want to go into a math and science field, and I just want to see what the best offer I get for my education. The education is the most important part of my college. I have a feeling I'm not going to go to the NFL, so I'm going to try to get the best education I can out of it and play football while I'm there.
Cole Spencer here from Lake Lehman. Cole, overall, let's talk about some of the positives this season, and then as you guys get ready for the playoffs, what are some things you guys still are trying to work out? As you said, getting through some of those injuries is what, everybody's got them. Dallas has had them as well. But take us through what you think the positives and some of the challenges that you're going to get through in the next, hopefully, couple weeks for you guys.
Well, the positives are the young guys really stepped up this season. They really filled the gaps we needed. It was just making them realize their potential this season. They were 10-0 on the 9th grade level, so they have the potential to play at a varsity level, and it's just trying to make them realize that. And I think the struggle is gonna be trying to make them realize how good they are in the playoffs, because playoffs are scary. I know I started as a sophomore. It's a scary experience, and you just don't think the teams are on a different level than during the season, so you just got to go out there and make sure everybody's playing on the same level and everybody's out there to do what they best they can.
And Cole, you mentioned how academics are number one for you by far, but at Lake Lehman, there's a lot of great sports teams, and talk about supporting each other, whether it's a field hockey team, a soccer team, people coming out to the football games or any sport, trying to get behind each other as a group.
Yeah, our student section's great. They come out to every game, every sport. They come out. Everybody's glad that everybody's doing good. The field hockey team's having a tremendous season. Boys soccer had a great season, and girls soccer is having a very good season. So everybody's behind everybody, and it's just a great atmosphere down here in Lehman.
Cole, great catching up with you here, and we wish you the best in your future endeavors. Keep up that classroom work like you are.
All right, sounds good.
Great to catch up with Cole Spencer from the Lake Lehman Black Knights. Quarter number 3 is on the way for the Old Shoe between Dallas area and Lake Lehman from Edward Stadium on Max 102.
Max 102 wants your number now.
No, we're not trying to stalk you yet.
We just want to be friends and make sure you know about what's going on at your favorite station first. Get alerts on contests, concerts, and Max events. Plus, you can join the conversation with us anytime. Text MAX to 20357 and you're in.
Woo! Message and data rates apply.
Plus, you can find out the name of any song we play and even request songs right to the studio. Join us in the Max Text Club now. From rock hits of the 80s and more. Max 102. It's the Max matchup of the week.
Now back to the action with John Mendola.
We're back here at Edward Stadium, long halftime between Lake Lehman and Dallas area. 15-0, Dallas leading at halftime. And let's get over to our Athletic Image scoreboard. Scores thanks to the Athletic Image screen printing and embroidery company, free online apparel stores to help your team make some money. We'll tell you right after the kickoff is Lake Lehman will receive, and this is going to go out of bounds. So that'll draw a flag, and we'll see where the Lake Lehman Black Knights will have the football. But some scores for you here from the Athletic Image. Wyoming area leading Pittston area 19-8. Scranton over Wallenpaupack 31-7. Hazleton area all over Crestwood 31-3. Dunmore leading Old Forge 29-0. West Scranton leading Western Wayne 14-7. Delaware Valley 20-0 over Abington Heights. Wyoming Valley West all over Coughlin 42-7. Nanticoke leading Hanover area 13-6. And Scranton Prep in the big matchup tonight leading North Pocono 14-0. We have 15-0 Dallas area leading Lake Lehman. Let's see how much firepower Lake Lehman has coming out of that locker room for Coach Jerry Gilski. Give on the right-hand side will be the freshman, and he goes forward for about 4 yards, maybe 5. So a nice carry over there. So Zach Kudinovich, he is 5'10", 165 pounds. Again, just a freshman. And there's been a lot of freshmen making an impact this evening for both teams. So they'll actually give him about 6 on that. Second down and a short 4 for Lake Lehman. Kudinovich in the backfield. Gets it, dances around a little bit. Schuster with a shoestring tackle. So a nice job from Schuster. Getting in, getting some penetration. Actually, be a half a yard back now.
Loss of a yard on the
So
play
about
is a
3rd and 5. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Appreciate the ride all year long here. The regular season games on Max 102. John Mendola. See what happens during the playoffs if we give you some more high school football this season. So now we go empty set for Lake Lehman. Shotgun for Ferrari. Run a roll to his right. He breaks containment, trying to get a first down, and he's got one. He stays in bounds and more. So the Black Knights of Lake Lehman
Vincenzo Ferrari on the quarterback.
do it with Vincenzo Ferrari getting down to around the 42-yard line. I'll mark it actually at the 43. 1st and 10, Black Knights.
1st and 10 for the Black Knights on the Mountaineer.
The freshman running back comes out. And now they send in Ferrari, the quarterback. See if they give that same look. Nope, they're going to go to a different look now. 2 receivers to the right, tight end. And Kushke comes for a speed sweep to the right. And Lake Lehman gets upfield, but Kushke makes a move. And Kushke's got some room on the right-hand side for a first down. So a nice job from Charlie Kushke, the senior. As Dallas got upfield to stop the speed sweep, Kushke cut it up and got Lake Lehman moving here. As that ball will make it to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10, Black Knights. Looks like they got a little firepower right now. Back in the backfield, Kushke in motion, fumbled snap. Ferrari able to handle it and pick it up. Well, luckily for him, as he gets tripped over by Farrell. Nice job from Farrell, just trying to make sure nothing else happened for him. 9:59 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Dallas area leading 15-0. Kushke on the right-hand side, so double wing right now as they got the fullback in the backfield. Give it to Kushke on the left-hand side. Kushke's got a little bit of room. Kushke getting close to a first down and then finally driven back. Help it out over there. Looks like number 29 again, Matt Moransky.
Number 24, Charlie Kushke. He's stopped by number 29, Matt Moransky, and number 13.
3rd down and 8 here for Lake Lehman.
He's 3rd down and 2.
Or 3rd down and 2, that is. They got 8 yards. They need only 2 yards here for the Black Knights at the 9:16 mark. So a long 2 here for Lake Lehman to keep this drive going. The opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Black Knights trailing by 2 scores. Now they'll have an I backfield with the freshman far back. And he gets it. And he goes forward. And I think he's going to just get beyond the sticks. They are going to be close to a measurement. And that is going to be a stick mover here for the Black Knights. So Kodanovich, nice job from him. Getting a little momentum and moving forward. Pizza Perfect, 16 Carpenter Road, Truxell's Perfect Pizza, mouth-watering wings, barbecues, and much more. Open till 10 o'clock tonight, tomorrow 2 to 10 after the game. Come to a relaxed family atmosphere, take out, and take home to your family. A Pizza Perfect, Carpenter Road, 570-696-2100 for Pizza Perfect. Ferrari rolling to his right-hand side as a guy in the flat. Doesn't throw it. And then he gets driven out of bounds by the freshman over there, Taylor Balesta. So I don't know if Ferrari didn't see him, but he had an open Jake Tomalonis for a couple of moments. And then I think the Dallas defenders kind of converged on that as they had a guy deep, and again, they had Tom Malonis kind of sitting in the flat like a flood route. 2nd down and 7 here for Lake Lehman. 8:29, the clock has stopped, trailing by 15. They bring Kushke in motion. It's that inside handoff, and it's going to be Tom Malonis still on his feet and rolling forward, twisting forward. Nice job from him. So Jake Tomalonis gets a first down, I think, for Lake Lehman. That'll be 1st and goal.
His run is good for a Lake Lehman first down.
Lake Lehman is fired up and ready to go. Coach Gilski